At Asia Ability Creative Team Building, we've been designing, delivering some of the most innovative team events for the last 24 years. A founding partner in the Catalyst Global Team Building Network, we have been so fortunate to be able to share our ideas and also be inspired by the creative ideas of our partners around the world. And as our network has grown, we've had such fun developing new concepts, from building bridges and painting masterpieces to samba percussion and orchestral symphonies. But in the last decade, technology has really started to play a far more significant role, pushing the boundaries of these new team learning experiences. In 2013, our city race was transformed by the advent of the tablet and the App Store, and we launched our Go Team app-based adventure. So armed with an iPad and guided by GPS, teams could be effectively self-sufficient as they explored their location, choosing their own routes and forming their own strategy. And when they get to the checkpoints, a wide array of tasks would pop up on the tablet, from tricky questions to all kinds of photo and video challenges. Most importantly, we had begun to discover how technology could effectively engage participants and help us to manage team activity remotely. Another huge breakthrough came just last year when we first introduced virtual reality into team games. Using Oculus Go headsets, the Infinite Loop was the first VR game purpose-built to be a corporate team-building activity. Not only was this an exciting first-time VR experience for most, it also gave some great practical lessons in leadership and agile thinking. And the communication challenge between players in the real world and the virtual world was immediately relatable to challenges faced by remote teams. Little did we know last year just how valuable those skills would turn out to be. But they were brought home to us this year. The last few years have seen a slow but steady progression towards more flexible work practices and remote teams. And this trend has been catapulted into universal adoption. In early 2020, countries all over the world entered lockdown. And we're all facing those unique remote challenges, many of us for the first time. So, what would that be? Staying engaged with my company. Staying connected with my colleagues, even though we rarely meet face-to-face. Communicating over virtual platforms for the first time. Staying motivated despite all the different distractions that we have at home. These are the drivers and the focus for remote team building in 2020. So which of these would be most important to you? Polls of our clients and a survey of Catalyst Global partners echo the same findings as some university studies that say engagement is the #1 issue for effective remote working. And so engagement is at the core of so many of our new remote team building experiences. So let's step into one of those experiences now. We've taken the mobile and online technology developed in recent years to create fully immersive and engaging remote team building activities like the Infinite Loop online. It made perfect sense to us that a game purpose-built for remote teams should be customized to work in a completely remote setting. And that remote team learning has been even more profound. Clients explore empathy, stepping into my colleagues' shoes, seeing from their perspective. They experience leadership, stepping up to drive our solutions while involving the rest of our team. Communication, clarity, simplicity, and of course, checking for understanding. This pivot to online facilitation has taken considerable thought, focus, and practice to get to where we need to be. We've played, we've tweaked, we've replayed each of the games to make sure we create the experience we want. And a key we've found has been driving the interaction between players, regardless of the setting. So let's step into another setting and hatch. Nice. Interaction is also the magic sauce we use to make high-energy games like our Race Around the World more impactful than simply a fun activity. With real travel off the cards for many, a virtual adventure around the globe is a welcome escape. And again, we capitalize on the technology built for live events. We use the GoTeam app to virtually send players across 6 continents, visiting cities as they complete tasks as a team. And while those teams are having a blast, taking crazy photos, hustling to answer questions, the different team roles they have mean they must work together. They must speak up, but not all at once. They must listen carefully, divide tasks, use the team strengths to our advantage. Activities like the Infinite Loop and Race Around the World, they're really just the first of a growing library of remote activities teams can use to build engagement and connection for remote teams. And while we all hope to return to some sense of normality as quickly as possible, it's clear that remote teams and flexible work will be here to stay in some form or another. But thankfully, just as our use of technology in live events helped us address the challenges of remote working, I believe the lessons we've learned from today's remote events will help us be ready for tomorrow's hybrids. But what does that even mean? What really is a hybrid event? It covers a broad range, really. Perhaps it's some employees in one site while many others are calling in remotely. Perhaps it could be multiple locations in multiple countries where people are on site and others call in. But what is the breakdown? 10% on site, 90% remote, 50-50? Whatever that breakdown, our goal as event organizers and team builders has to be to make sure we engage every participant on an even footing, regardless of how they participate. So we're learning our lessons as we navigate this world of remote events, and we are already designing and practicing the hybrid events we will need tomorrow. Teams in the new norm will not be the same as before. We need to be ready. In fact, I think this is the perfect opportunity to reinvent ourselves and what we do. I'm excited about that. Are you? Connect with us and let's explore the possibilities. Thank you.